There's a lot of people that are stuck in traffic. I told them to come at 4, but then they feel like coming later. So I just want to thank everybody that came. Amanda, please be there. That came for this networking event. I invited my dear friend Paola to talk about sex, and we're gonna talk about sex and about anything that has to do with love because it's Valentine's. And I'm very glad that Eddie Gloria is here, Canberra. The CEO of Camilo's House, a dear friend of mine. We have done a lot of things with Camilo's House. I give him ideas, this and that, but we're gonna do a lot of things this year. So I just wanted to highlight these two individuals that are always supporting us on everything that we want to do. So I want Andrea to talk about why you're here, why you wanted to share the tips with our group about sex and about everything that you know regarding relationships.
Yes, guys, so thank you for being what you enjoy. And in order for you to do that, you got to be able to explore your body and know what that is. Second one, novelty. Guys, I cannot talk about novelty enough, especially in long-term relationships, because the thing is, love and desire are fueled by different things. Love wants predictability, routine, familiarity. What if I told you, pick your favorite restaurant, but now you go to that favorite restaurant for the next 2 weeks, every day. Would that be your favorite restaurant
No.
on the third week? Hell no.
People will take us in Brooklyn.
So desire is bored by the routine. Desire is not interested where it's been, it's excited where it can go. So novelty, adult play, guys, I just did an event called The Taste of Kink. And many people assume, what if I told you that kink could be rose petals, some of them dipped in ice, some of them room temperature, dripping them all over your partner's body while they're wearing a blindfold. Valentine ideas, guys, there's a lot of guys here.
Well, you're married.
Women
You're
like
married.
creativity. We don't want the flowers and the chocolate, right? We want creativity. So desire needs a little bit of tension, and the tension lies in the unknown. Last but definitely not least, mindfulness. Guys, society does not equip us with mindfulness. Actually, it does the opposite. Because if you want to be successful, you got to work how many hours a week? How many jobs you need to have? Right? They don't teach us to be present. We're on the go, go, go. How many of us here multitask? How many of us have been stressed in the past 2 weeks? Guys, stress diminishes sexual interest in 80 to 90% of people. It decreases sexual pleasure in all of us. Multitasking, long-term use of multitasking causes so that you don't recognize the sexual cues that are coming from within or the sexual cues that are coming from your partner. So being present and embodied is a must when it comes to sex. Guys, so maybe you have your phones, but I want to get you guys thinking about a couple of things. If you had an alter ego, think about this alter ego. They're confident. They express themselves the way that they want to express themselves. What would they be able to ask for? What would they be able to deny? What would they be able to do that you can't do as yourself? What would they dress like? Would they be flirty? Would they be assertive? Would they be bratty? Would they be submissive? What can you do to make more time for play and joy? Because it's not only about making time for play and joy with your partner, but how do you do that for yourself? When do you turn off the phone? When do you practice mindfulness and look at the water and the clouds? Other things that I want you to think about. I want you to complete this sentence in your mind. Sex is most interesting for me when? And if anybody wants to share, I'm all ears.
I'm stressed, Marvin. You're stressed all the time.
Yes, well, and how do you, and Amanda and I were talking about this earlier, because you go to the doctor and the doctor says, lady, you're stressed, but that's all they tell you. Completing your stress cycle, creativity, exercise, a good old cry. How do you know, and how does your body know when you're not stressed? So sex is most interesting for me when? Anybody else?
It's fun.
Yes. So we go back to the idea of novelty.
Okay, can I answer that? Sex is a need. It's a physiological need. We need to explore it and we need to release.
But
everything.
when do you feel it's most interesting, Ephraim?
Every time. For me, every time I'm the Colombian guy, and I'm the one that has a lot of partners. So, and all the time. Yes.
And what kind of play makes it a little bit easier for you to slip?
Sex toys.
Okay.
Ahora
for
sí.
you? For you?
Yes.
And for your partner? Because
Yes.
sex toys are really interesting because remember, guys, 75% of women need clitoral stimulation.
There you go.
75%. Okay, and I didn't bring my gold, I'm sorry, but 75% of women, because the clitoris, its only function is for pleasure. It has 10,000 nerve fibers.
Wow.
I got your attention, right?
Oh, wait a minute.
10,000
10,000.
nerve fibers. Pero maybe you relate to one. Listen, abuela taught you, so she had to tell
You.
you, she had to teach her something. So guys, toys is really interesting, but culturally, sometimes as Latinos, at least for me, right, I grew up, well, if you have a partner, why do you need a toy? Right, like, so going back to fun and novelty.
It's a fun thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And guys, and how do you turn off, close the door and all the stress to turn off? Guys, thank you for listening. I'll be around.
You're the best.
Yeah, amazing.
Woo!
Thank you, Paola. You are the best. I love you. You're not only you are the best sex therapist, but you also are a good friend. Now, I wanna introduce to this group my dear friend Eddie Gloria. Not only he's a Colombian fellow like me, he's a great, the only CEO of a non-profit that I support.
There you go.
Camilo's House is very dear to my heart, and Eddie's leadership is very aligned with mine. So everything that he believes in, we believe in, and we want to do a lot of things together.
Beautiful.
And I'm very glad that you came here very late because a lot of people are stuck in traffic, and all of you that came early. So I'm very glad. One of my co-hosts just arrived from Aventura because whatever. But I wanna Eddie to invite you guys to the center. I was there about like 2 months ago. You have to experience what Camilo's House is all about. We're gonna have a new mayor, which I don't know who I'm gonna endorse at some point, but we need to change the leadership in the city so we could help Camilo's House more. Camilo's House helps the homeless in the streets. The CEO, every time that I call him, and I tell him, bro, I see a homeless, bro, talk to the security. He gets involved.
God bless.
Picks the homeless person, takes him to a place, to a bed. We have to get involved with Camilo's House, so that's why I invited Eddie. Eddie had 2 events. I didn't go to one of his best events yesterday, a super beautiful event in a steakhouse. But then I didn't want to go because I didn't want to get fat, but that's a different story. But
You're
I
fat
want everybody
anyway.
to know Eddie, and please, bro, tell my small group of quality people about what you're doing with Camilo's House. And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a real pleasure to be here with you tonight. You know, one of the things that I love the most about Miami is the connections and the people that you get to meet. And Ephraim has been godsend to me. You've been a brother right away and a friend that makes great connections with good people. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful, Amanda, to have met you tonight and some of the other people, Lisa, who I met as well earlier, and Paula, you as well. And thank you for what you just shared. It was such a quality, conversation, and I'm sure there's so much more to what you're teaching that I think we can all learn from. I told someone earlier tonight that I feel really blessed and feel like I have the best job in this city. And I'm not just saying that. I say
True.
that because I really feel like what we do at Camilo's House is God's work. I know that we're in the business of saving lives. We are an incredible organization that's been here since 1960. We arrived when the Archbishop at the time called on brothers that were living in New Mexico, doing really great work out there as well. This is an order of brothers from the Roman Catholic Church. The Archbishop at the time called and said, would you come down here and help with the Cuban immigrants? And the response was, we'll come down to help with the Cuban immigrants, but we're also going to help with anybody in need. And that's the spirit
the
of
Lord.
Camilo's House and the way it was established as a soup kitchen on 726 Northeast 1st Ave, which is now part of that $12 billion project that they want to build. But that's where we were. We grew from a soup kitchen into what we are today, a complex, integrated system that offers primary health care, mental health support, a refuge for former victims of trafficking, which Amanda, you and I spoke about. We also do housing development from the ground up. We've done things using low-income housing tax credits, new market tax credits, and a bunch of other things so that,
And also they take care of the homeless pets of the homeless people.
right, we have a shelter as
Very
well.
nice.
So we are on 11 sites across Miami-Dade County. Every night, about 1,800 people sleep under one of our roofs. And the 11 sites, most of those are permanent supported housing facilities. So we house families, we house seniors, veterans, people who are transitioning out of foster care. We have a site where we actually help people who are coming out of the system. And what Ephraim was just referring to, our main site is the one that you see off the highway right by I-95 and 836.
Yeah, the
That's
building.
our 340,000 square foot facility where we serve at that front end about 18,000 different people that come every year to our door, 25,000 phone calls for people who've fallen behind on rent or utilities. And then we also deal with folks, 100 people every day that show up at our door for clothing, showers, and we're able to field
Wow.
all of these things because we have an incredible network of support. The city of Miami, Miami-Dade County, even people, private enterprise and people, individual donors who come and support us.
And hold on, hold on. Anybody that has clothes that they want to donate, don't donate it to the Red Cross, or donate it to
Salvation Army,
Let me tell
just
you,
to Camilo's house.
yeah, when I went to Camilo's house and I needed a tour, they have a room where every homeless person can go and wear whatever that we donated and everything. When I was there was actually a guy that was gonna go to an interview, and they have from shoes to suits to whatever for men and women, and it's all because of his leadership.
Where do
And
we
it's
take
all
it? Where do we donate it? Where do we
to the
go?
center.
The best place to go is our main campus there, 1603 Northwest 7th Avenue. That's the best spot. Obviously, and tonight,
Can we get a tour anytime or
of
not
course. I was just
something?
gonna say tonight, if you want to exchange information, let's do
Yeah,
that.
that would be nice.
Ephraim's got my number too. Anybody who wants to ever come see, I would gladly do a tour for you personally to show you around. I really think again, it's a really special place, and we are looking to grow it. Our four pillars for what we do is housing, healing, which is part of the treatment stuff that I just mentioned. We do substance abuse treatment and mental health. We do a lot of housing, like I mentioned. Then we also do the direct services, exactly what Ephraim was just talking about. You come in, you can take a shower, you get clothing exchange, you can
Beautiful.
check your mail. We're the only
Yeah.
facility that has a mail room for the homeless.
I couldn't believe it.
And so
No way.
people come in and they're able to maintain their mail, because when you're homeless, it's hard to maintain correspondence. And then we also have a kennel, like he mentioned,
Yeah.
right? So it's people who come off the street, they don't want to part ways with their animal because they're family, basically, right?
Correct.
They really are. I mean, our animals are family, their
Yeah.
animals are family. So we're able to do that, to give them that. So it's, again, direct services, healing, housing, and the last one is workforce development. We're really growing our workforce element so that when people come, homelessness is complex, right? It's on a spectrum like everything else in humanity. Some people come to us and they're severely addicted and they're no time soon going to get a job. Sometimes they come to us and they're ready to go back to work. So they just need a hand up in that moment to get themselves situated. They need a little bit of stability and then hopefully go back into the community. So we really believe in that. We believe in our mission, and if you don't know more about it or want to learn more about it, please come see us. We welcome you and your presence.
I wanted to ask you something.
Sure.
I come every day to work through 8th Street.
Down
There's-
8th Street?
There are recurrent homeless people there. They're the same people because for 10 years, I've seen this guy that I've known for 10 years.
That
He's
lives on the
homeless.
street. Yeah.
He lives in the street. The other day, for example, I think it was Wednesday, I don't know, I have it because there was a naked guy in 8th Street.
Yeah.
With con un hospital gown and with his bandage, So I didn't know who to call. I called 911. So the lady started asking me, is he Hispanic? Is he black? Is he white?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. I'm going to work
Yeah.
and he's there and you need somebody to come and help this guy, because I don't know if they
So-
did or they didn't. I didn't know who to call, but I
So what
called
was your
911.
question specifically? Who to call?
Yeah, who do you
So
call? Because
211 is a number that's a general number that you can call,
211.
and they'll tell you which shelters might be appropriate. But I'll give you my information. You call us. Look, we have 3 outreach teams at Camilla's house. That means 3 vans with a clinician, a case manager, and a psych nurse or a medical assistant that goes out. We started that program a long time ago. It's called the Lazarus Project, because in the Bible, Lazarus is the man who's resurrected
Correct,
from the
yeah.
dead.
Yes,
And
yes.
so the idea is that we're spiritually and physically and mentally resurrecting people from the dead, right? It's an amazing thing. But here's the thing. what people don't know, might be surprising, is that a lot of homeless people don't want to come in, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What happens
Yeah,
with
it's
those?
it's well,
What
I mean,
happened with those
it's
people?
Why?
you know what part of
They're used to their
Trauma, schizophrenia.
they're used to their program. Yeah.
humans adapt to their environment. Humans
Correct.
become creatures of habit. You and me are thinking tonight, I want to go into my bed and I want to sleep comfortably with my AC on and take a shower in the morning. I want the light to turn on, right? But for these people, they've gotten used to being in that survival mode. And they don't trust. Look, we've offered housing to people. We'll build housing and say, come in. And people will say, no, you're trying to trap me. You're trying to control me. You're trying to take me away from my home. Their home is where they're at. And so that's what's, and it's hard for us because we're like, we're driving in our car. We're like, don't you want to be out of that mess? But they don't in some cases, right? So why the outreach teams are important is because we go out sometimes and it's like, do you want a water? And they're like,
Yeah,
and we're like,
correct.
okay. And then we come back a week later. Do you want a water? They're like, right?
Yeah, right,
And then in
right.
3
That's
weeks,
happened to me.
in 4 weeks time, they go, can I have that water?
Right. Slowly but
And then you go,
surely.
okay. Maybe next time we'll offer you some medication. Maybe next time, so that's what, it's an
There you go.
engagement thing. So
What
that's
is
what
it?
we, for everything on the spectrum, Camilla's House has got an outreach team for those that are hardest to reach. We have a team that's doing, work with workforce or people with behavioral health. We have 192 beds for people who need mental health support and substance abuse treatment. All right, so we're the only system that does it, and we're probably a little crazy because we did everything. Because every door needs somebody to support them, we've created every door in our system, and we're the only system like that in Miami.
And that's why, and not only Eddie is doing all of that, he's a Colombian fellow, he's the next guy that is gonna be in Forbes magazine at some point, because I wanna make sure that he's there. So, dame un segundo, Andres. And I just want to thank Eddie for being here. Now, I have a very special individual, Adam, come. So Adam came all the way from Aventura. He's late. He's one of my co-hosts, and his beautiful wife. Adam and I, we partner up with a couple of deals in London and some investments and all that. So I want everybody to know Adam. Adam is one of the best investors in the real estate sector, and also right now tokenizing projects. So I'm very glad that you're here. I thought that you were not going to show up.
Do you know, if I say I'll be here, I'll be here. But as everyone knows me, getting anywhere on time is never.
I'm with kids.
It's Miami.
Um,
It's Miami.
Yeah.
My wife and I have 4 daughters, so managing family, it was close to Aventura, for Sunny Isles, but traffic in Miami, it's not easy to get down here, So thank you everyone for coming today, and as Ephraim and I said, we go back a while. My name is Adam Cohen, and I own a company, or several, but best known for a company called Saxon Spencer Capital, which is a private debt fund specializing in commercial real estate financing, like unique scenarios that aren't traditionally financed by other lenders. But what we're currently promoting is I launched a new company. Did anyone here see the TV show Billions? Yeah? Bobby Axelrod, so I kind of I was watching that and I came up with this great idea for a name, Sax Cap. I liked it so much I even put it on the back of my car. I launched this new fund. We're specializing in upside opportunity real estate investments, and we are tokenizing real estate, which basically joins crypto with real world assets. As some of you may have heard, the Trump administration is planning he's planning on waiving capital gains on crypto earnings, providing those earnings are in the US, right? So the structure doesn't necessarily have to be in the US. Ours is based in Grand Cayman and out of the UK, but the business has to be in the US, which ours is. So we're taking land development. We're doing 559 units right here in Miami, potentially 2 more similar buildings. We're doing a project in Hialeah. We're doing a project in Hollywood. We're doing various other projects. Ephraim and I are working on a couple of new projects that we're putting together right now. And we're raising the money through crypto so investors can come in, $10,000, $5,000, or $100,000. They get a token or a coin that's backed by the real estate. It pays a dividend based on the income that's gained from those assets and appreciates in value in line with the value of the assets. I'll give you a good example. We're currently working on a project right now where we're buying a lot in Miami. It's literally 10 minutes from here. And we're paying $21 million for it. As soon as we have that asset shovel ready, entitled, ready to go, our value based on our appraisal goes from 21 to $48 million. All right. Then we're going to be putting up $220 million construction, and we'll have 559 units. And we plan on doing 3 buildings on that project. So that's all going to be backed through cryptocurrencies, and those investments will come in from all over the world: China, UAE, Israel, Europe. And the way we structured it, it comes in through the Grand Cayman and then into the US. So apart from paying local taxes, we negate all capital gains. All right. So it's very good for investors. And even though we're flying under the SEC radar, with the crypto on blockchain still comes on it. So it's a very clever investment structure using secured assets, which basically is a win for everyone. So this is something that Ephraim and I are working on together, and we already have several projects that we're putting together to go into that pool.
So, thank you, Alan. I really appreciate it. So, one of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is that I don't talk too much about what I'm doing. But whenever I'm doing the things, I just tell people I'm doing it. So, one of the things that I want to do with Camilo's house, mainly with the leadership that 80 has and all that, is to advise Camilo's house to make money like a normal company. If non-profits don't make money like normal companies, they're not gonna do anything. And that's why I'm very vetted with Camilo's house, because I know the leadership there. And we're business people. We want to help a charity, and I really think that everybody should be a new investor in the future, thinking about crypto, thinking about having a real estate that has the crypto component, which is really good. I'm gonna talk to the Dubai guy, the guy in black.
The man in black.
Is the guy with the most money. So we're gonna talk to him, because let me tell you, Dubai has a lot of ideas in that sector, in that specific line of what we're doing. And whenever Adam and I, when we started talking, we say, you know what, this is the future. We have to do it. He's the numbers guy. He has been in the international trade of business for a long time. I've been in the local business, also Houston, but Miami is my home. And Miami is going to be the capital of the world in the next 5 years, 6 years.
It's already getting there.
Ken Griffin is here with almost $3 billion worth of real estate that he's going to create an amazing things. And also Jeff Bezos is here. We have Microsoft and Citadel 2 blocks away, the beautiful building. So Miami is going to be the capital of the world, and we have to be prepared for it. I think we are. We've been in the business for a long time, and I think that now that the government is understanding that we have to let the people like us strive and be better and take advantage of the opportunities, everybody's going to be very, very successful. So I just want to thank everybody, but you know what? I'm going to give an opportunity to Luz.
Why?
Come on, yeah. I'm going to give you, nobody was expecting it. Yeah, you have to. You have to.
No, I'm just a
You have to. No. Come on, talk.
What do you want me to say?
Because you are, okay, Luz not only is a beautiful woman.
No. I'm
but
just a
Luz-
friend. Oh my
Yeah. But Luz is one of the best brokers in Miami. If you Google Luz Abreu, you're going to see that Luz has sold billions of dollars.
Oh, really? Es millonaria. Sí. Ven, siéntate
And
conmigo.
Luz, she is just amazing. So, and because you got here late, I want you to tell the piece of my network about you and about your company. Go ahead.
No.
Yes.
I'm just Luz Abreu and his friend.
One of the best brokers. Yeah.